Good morning, class. We were discussing the 15th lesson, establishment of the British rule in India. So, before of this today's new subtopics which we have been going to read. So, in the previous classes, what we have listened, and just give it recall of what we have been done. So, very first the synopsis which have been done, how the Britishers they have been came to India for doing small type of trade, but they have been settled down as a trade, big vast empire they made. They have been settled in India. And how they have been making the rulers of the Indian kings, differences between the rulers, they established their control. So before that, the first they came as the East India Company for doing of the trade, that is mercantilism. Then next, how they started interfering in the Indian rulers. Like example, we have been discussing in yesterday's class, like Duplessis. Then means in the form of giving the army, having them to like Dutch people, France, Portugal, Poland, all they had coming for the doing trade with the Indian people, Indian traders for cloth and for spices. Then next they had a fight between Britishers and French East India companies. So Britishers they got the victory, they have been controlled. Then next we have been saw how they have been helping the Indian kings, one king to make one king victory and the other to be lost. So they have been going to get the money. Next, how they have been becoming very armed traders. Armed traders is how they have been using the power of army and they have been using it. So in this manner they have been using this kind of trader. So basically this kind of trading they have been using, and due to that one they had the clashes between the Indian, they are making the clash between the Indian rulers to the other rulers. Then next thing is how they have been using the companies, misusing the companies name in the name of the trade. And also we have been saw how the French army had got the victory when they had defeated the Nawab of Tamil, Airport means present Tamil Nadu, Anwaruddin. So after this they have when they got the victory they have been assumed that with the help of military power they can do anything on the Indian soil. So in this now next week we are just going to have a look on how they started ruling the rule in the Indian soil. So what was the English they have started imposing the rule in our country, what kind of rules they what kind of rule they have been started doing it. So English imposed their rule. English means before we understand the Britishers, the English impose their rule. English means here the Britishers only. So when they started getting the victory, they have get to know that they were aware that with the help of their military power, their army, they can do anything in the name of the military. So the very first they started occupying small the rulers, the kingdoms, after defeating each and every ruler with the help of their military power. Now we'll see one after the other how they got the victory and how they started ruling the Indian soil with different places. English gradually began to feel that they could make fuller and freer use of India for trade if they themselves ruled the country. So they started removing the Nawabs and Rajas and started ruling them. So first thing what they think of the very first that if they have been ruling the country of India by themselves, by removing the Nawabs, by removing the means whoever the kingdoms, the provinces which have been ruled by the rulers, kings, Rajas, subordinates, subedas. So they wanted to remove all this, and if they have been removed, that area, kingdom, that empire will be come under the Britishers. So if that comes under them, means they can rule that area without anyone's interference. So first one. In 1757, English defeated Siraj-ud-Dawla, the Nawab of Bengal, at a place called Plassey and established their rule over Bengal. The Battle of Plassey is as an important event in the Indian history. After that, English started conquering many other kingdoms of India, big and small. So this is the first phase, the very first one, 1757, Battle of Plassey. Battle of Plassey, this is very important in the Indian history, Indian movement, that this is the Jhansi, they had been to hold the place in the Bengal. So after that, they started battling with the other small and big kingdoms, and they got the victory. And in this way, this is the first where they got the victory, and it has been started continuation of the for the Britishers to rule on the Indian soil. Next, the East India Company also forced the Nizam of Hyderabad to hand over the coastal Andhra Pradesh districts. Krishna, East Godavari, West Godavari, Srikakulam, Vijayanagaram, Prakasham, Vishakhapatnam and Guttur between the years 1765 to 1768. They were known as the Northern Sarkars of the modern Madras province of the company. In return, English agreed to maintain an army contingent for the use of Nizam. In fact, this army was used more to control the Nizam rather than to help them. So second one. So after the second, the complete to the South India part of here, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh here existed. So Madras, all these places to the south of India, the Britishers has been sent the army to the Nizam. So at that period of time, the Nizams who were being ruling of the state, the province state, they said that you give all these Andhra coastal places because the water transportation, because of the water ways they have been using. For them easy to use the water, Andhra Pradesh surrounding. You have been get to know if you see the India map, Andhra Pradesh. So East Godavari, then Srikakulam, Vishakhapatnam, all the coastal areas they wanted to give it to the Britishers. But Nizams, they did not give these places to the Britishers. So in what they said, if you give these places, I'll give one detachment army, one group of army, so that army will help you. So in return, but this British army, instead of helping to the Nizam, they were started controlling the Nizam rulers only. Like why are we doing like this? All the controlling they had been started doing from the year 1765 to 1768. So these 4 to 3 years, the British army started controlling the Nizam rulers. Third, many Rajas and Nawab understood the British plot and fought against them. This included Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan of Mysore. Next, Maratha Sardar Mahadaji Shinde, Nana Padmi Vinas and others. But their kingdoms were small. One by one, they lost them to the English. So the Nawabs, the Rajas who were ruling in our country, they understood the British's mind, like why they are being started. So they started revolting against the Britishers. So from this Mysore, Karnataka south part, Tipu Sultan, then next Hyder Ali, they revolted to the Britishers. Next, coming to the Maharashtra, west part of India, Maratha Sardar Mahadaji, the next Nana Padmani, these people. Then coming to the Bengal, already Sirajuddaura from the Bengal, eastern part got defeated. South part, Mysore, this Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan defeated. From Maharashtra, this Maratha Sardar, means Maratha Shivaji kingdom, he got defeated. So slowly these are very small kingdoms. So British army are very good and very well equipped with the weapons, army, all this one. So one after the other, they got lost and Britishers are getting victory over one after the other. Now next, among all those played an important role in the British success on the battlefield were General Robert Clive, Baron Hastings and Lord Wesley. This is important. The question you are going to get, who are the British generals? British general means the army officers who played an important role for to rule the Indian soil. First is Robert Clive, second is Baron Hastings, third is Lord Wesley. So these are the 3 generals who played a very important role to get the victory over the Indian soils. Slowly, large part of India came under the direct rule of the British. In many places, the Rajas and Nawab continued to rule, but they were under the sovereignty of the English. As Indian official known as the resident would be assigned to stay in the court of these kings or Nawab, so that the British government could keep an eye on how they ran the kingdom. Now in the second one, in the kingdom of the Indians, what they were doing, they were allowing one British officer to stay in the kingdom as the name of resident. Resident is the person who has been staying. For what purpose? To look that kingdom, how they have been working, what they have been working, all in detail to get the information. So in return, this resident, the British officer, what he is doing, he is informing to their army in what way they have been functioning, how they have been doing. British areas under the British rule, this yellow color and red color, the areas which are not under the British. So slowly how the Britishers has occupied the complete India. By this map you can understood out how from the year 1700, 1830, the next 1857 in this one. So next is about the contentment with the British rule. So how the British impose? Next is the people, they did not like the British rule. Reject of the British rule, what they have been making the rules. So that Indian people, the Indian rulers, they rejected the Britishers. So now the English have to fight with many kings and nawabs to establish their rule. You will learn more about their policies and administration in the later years. They constantly faced resistance from the people of India. The royal families resisted them because of the English could annoy or remove the rulers when it suited their purpose. So these nawabs and the Britishers, what they felt that whenever the British is required, they can have a battle, they can war, then they will be going to have a fight. So in this way the Britishers they were doing. This is the worry of the royals, the farmers, all the people. Now next coming to the farmers and landlords, how they were feeling. Farmers and landlords resisted them because of the English imposed very high taxes on them and collected the taxes very strictly. So they live in constant fear of failing the taxes and losing their land as a result. So about this now, farmers and traders. First the worry by the kings and the rulers. Second about the farmers, traders. Because the Britishers imposing heavy taxes, so with the heavy taxes, they were started fearing that they'll be, if they won't pay taxes, their land will be taken away by the Britishers. Third, tribal people also offered resistance because of the new rules and laws that are began the tribal laws in land over the jungles and land. So third, about the tribal people. Tribal people, the British, they were trying to control their lands, took over the land of jungles because of the natural resources. This was the worry of the tribal people. Next, coming to the religion people. Many Hindus and Muslims feared that the English would destroy their religions and convert them to Christianity. So definitely the Britishers means English people, Christianity religion, and the Hindus and Muslims, they feared that they might impose their Christianity religion, their teachings. So this is about the fear of the religion basis among the people of Hindus and Muslims. The English faced their toughest battle in 1857 when for months and their rule was uprooted over almost entire northern Indian regions. This revolt was started by Indian Sipahis or soldiers who were soon joined by the royal families, landowners, farmers, tribal people, craftsmen. The royal families who joined the revolt include Nana Sahib, adopted son of Peshwa Maharaja. The next is Tantia Tope, the general. Then the Begum of Awadh, Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi. Hindus and Muslims fought together against their common enemy. So now next in the, it is about 1857 revolt, where this was a revolt where the Britishers rule completely uprooted. They have the Indian people, irrespective of any differences, irrespective of religion, irrespective of the state provinces, all they have been united and they started revolted against the British. So in detail we will be going to discuss this revolt of 1857 in the tomorrow's class.